My name is Lily Hart, and I was raised in a home where looking perfect mattered more than feeling loved. My mother, Diane, was a high society perfectionist who spent her life crafting the illusion of an impeccable family. My father, Marcus, was more like her obedient echo, quiet, compliant, and always in her shadow. Then there was Candace, my older sister. Stunning, driven, adored by everyone. She was Mom's reflection, graceful, sharp-tongued, and ice-cold. And then there was me, the footnote, the painter, the dreamer, the one they never quite got, or tried to, except for one person, my grandfather, Henry Hart. Grandpa Henry radiated a quiet warmth, like a fireplace in winter. A retired aerospace engineer with a mind like a rocket and a heart like home. He never missed my birthday. Not once. He came to my exhibits, mailed me handwritten letters during college, and flipped the best blueberry pancakes every Sunday. And he was surprisingly wealthy. Years of saving and wise investments made him quietly rich. But you'd never guess it. He wore holey sweaters, drove a beat-up Toyota, and lived in the same storybook cottage for 4 decades. Simplicity was his religion, generosity his ritual. For years, he'd been planning something big. One last gift to the family. Italy, his dream, was now going to be shared with all of us. He paid for first-class flights, luxury hotels, a private tour guide, and rented a breathtaking villa in Tuscany. Over $60,000, his entire savings. This trip, he said, will be about love, legacy, and family. But what unfolded was anything but. The morning of our departure was a flurry of excitement and noise. At the airport, we looked like a postcard, coordinated outfits, designer bags, and endless selfies. Grandpa wore his beige suit and a new hat, his eyes lit with wonder. He clutched a leather folder. Everything we needed was inside. He'd organized tickets, IDs, the itinerary, even snacks. His hands trembled with anticipation. Then it happened. As we approached the gate, Diane stopped. "Wait," she said, frowning. "Where's Dad's ticket?" Candace sifted through the documents. "It's not here," she said flatly. "What do you mean it's not there?" I asked, confused. "He had everything this morning," I insisted. Diane's face hardened. "We don't have time. TSA lines are long. We'll miss the flight." "I'll stay back with him," I said, stepping forward. "You will not humiliate me," she snapped. "I'll give him my ticket," I said louder. "He paid for all of this. He deserves to go." That's when she slapped me. Hard. It wasn't just a strike. It was a message. "We don't care. Neither does he. Suit yourself," she muttered. And they left. Just like that. Rolling their carry-ons, laughing as if nothing happened. Even Dad didn't glance back. Not once. Grandpa just stood there, gripping his hat, eyes misting. "Well, sweetheart," he whispered. "Just us now." We drove home in silence. I watched him, his face slack, spirit broken. When we got to his cottage, he moved like an old man. Older than I'd ever seen him. That night, I made us pasta, garlic bread, and poured red wine. He tried to eat, but every forkful felt heavy. "I don't get it," I finally said. "Why would they do this?" He sipped slowly. "Because I'm no longer useful." My fists clenched. "They can't treat you like this." He smiled gently. "It's okay, Lily." But it wasn't okay. That night, I stayed up digging into legal paperwork, reviewing trust laws, and exploring his investments. I wasn't a lawyer, but I knew finance. I had allies, and I had fire. The next morning, I sat him down. "I want you to change everything," I told him. "Your will, your heirs, your legacy. They don't deserve you." He stared into me. "You think that's the solution?" "No," I replied. "I think it's justice." And so we started. For weeks, I stayed by his side. We poured through documents, statements, and assets. We hired Anita, a brilliant estate attorney who handled it all with grace. The will was rewritten. Power of attorney stripped from my mother. The trust updated. Every asset, his cottage, his investments, his businesses, his $4 million estate, was transferred to me. I objected at first. "It's too much." He shook his head. "It's not about wealth. It's about principle. About loving without conditions." We kept it quiet. We lived peacefully. Cooking, watching old movies, repainting the garden shed. Those 2 weeks were the best of my life. Then they came home. The house roared again. Souvenirs, laughter, bragging about yachts and wine tastings. I met them at the airport, standing by the exit. Mom squinted. "You're still here?" Candace smirked. "Italy's not really for people like you." I smiled back. Grandpa wants to see everyone tomorrow. Family meeting. They didn't suspect a thing. The next day, they lounged in the living room. Iced coffee, designer shoes, pearls. Candace scrolled her phone. Dad stared out the window. Then Grandpa entered, cane in hand, shoulders tall. "I've made some decisions," he said. They chuckled. "Oh boy," Candace muttered. He passed out envelopes. "What's this?" Mom asked. "Your portion," he replied. Inside each envelope was one line. "You have been removed as a beneficiary, effective immediately." Mom gasped. "This is ridiculous." "No," Grandpa said. "You left me. At the gate. It was betrayal." Candace bolted upright. "We'll sue." "You can try," he said. "But it's sealed. Legally. Permanently." They stormed out. Months passed. No lawsuits. No loopholes. Just silence. Candace's husband left her when the money ran dry. My parents sold their house. Their social circle iced over. Word spread. Not from me, but from whispers. The press picked it up. Elderly man disinherits family who abandoned him. My inbox overflowed with support, stories, donations, gratitude. When Grandpa passed 3 years later, I held his hand as he slipped away. His funeral was packed, with strangers he'd helped. They cried, embraced me, shared memories. I used his legacy to create the Henry Hart Foundation, offering financial literacy for seniors, fighting elder neglect, and building community. As for my family, silenced, not by law but by shame. And me, I didn't win. I just stood when no one else would. Sometimes, that's enough to rewrite everything. The end.